Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I want to talk about something that a lot of LAU students deal with almost every single day, and it is the lack of parking in LAU. Now, honestly, this might sound like a simple problem at first. Some people hear parking and think it's okay, but it's not a big deal. But surely for students, a big deal. For many of them, the stress starts before they even enter campus. Instead of getting ready for class, reviewing notes, or mentally preparing for the day, they are stuck driving around again and again trying to find a parking spot that usually is not available, and that create a very frustrating start to the day. The problem is that there are just not enough parking spaces near the university for the number of cars coming in every day. During peak hours, especially when classes are starting, the whole area becomes crowded. Students are competing for a very limited numbers of spots, and many of them end up late, stressed, and already tired before their first lecture even begins. One major reason for this is that most students depend on private cars in Lebanon. Public transportation is not always reliable or organized well. For students coming from far areas, depending on buses or shared transportation is not always realistic. So, for many people, driving their own cars feels like the only safe and practical option. Another reason is poor organization. Traffic near campus can get messy and parking around the area is not managed in the best way. On top of that, some private parking lots raise their prices because they know students do not have many choices. So students end up paying more money because they need to attend their classes. And what is where is the problem becomes more than just annoying. It starts affecting students in real way. First, it affects their daily life. Imagine starting every morning stressed, late, and frustrated. That's not a good way to begin a day of learning. Instead of entering class focused and ready, students come in already exhausted. Second, it affects them financially. Paying for parking every day adds up. Fuel is also wasted while driving from one place to another, searching for a spot, and with economic difficulties in Lebanon, this extra cost is not something students can easily ignore. Third, it affects the environment and the area around campus. More cars moving around means more traffic, more noise, more air pollution. The, so the problem does not only hurt students, it also impacts the community around LAU. There are also short-term and long-term effects. In short-term, students deal with lateness, frustration, and stress. In long-term, it can make university life feel less enjoyable and more exhausting. If this continues, it can affect the student motivation and overall experience on campus. So what can actually be done? Well, some students already try small solution. Uh, some arrive super early, some use private parking lots, some do carpooling, but these are not complete solution and they do not work for everyone. What is really needed is a more organized plan from the LAU University because it could rent or build more parking space. The university could also create a shuttle service from parking areas that are farther away. That would reduce the pressure near campus. Another smart idea would be is carpooling systems that help students connect with others coming from the same area. Better traffic management around campus would also make a big difference. Personally, I think the best solution is not just one thing. It has to be a combination: more parking spaces, better shuttle services, organized carpooling, and better traffic planning. All need to work together. That is the most realistic way to reduce the problem. So wrap it up. The lack of parking near LAU is not just a small inconvenience. It affects student time, money, levels, and overall university life. But the good news is that this problem can be improved if it is taken seriously. LAU administration, local authority, and even students themselves all have a role to play. Students should not have to struggle every morning just to get to their classes. With better planning and practical solutions, the whole experience can become much better for everyone. Thank